Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Mars and Capricorn. Oh, this is a good one. It's a good one. How is everyone feeling? I just want to take a moment of gratitude for every single one of you, for everyone that comes in live, for everyone that watches the replay, for everyone here at the Multidimensional Cafe across time and space. I just want to take a moment to breathe and to send you love and to just sink into this incredibly potent week that we have. It's, the buttonhole of the rest of the year that we're in. I just wanted to take a minute and just say thank you and just be together and just come to presence. Portal vibes for sure. Yes. Good morning. Good morning. Taking a moment each day to sink into the ridiculousness and absurdity and magic and the wonder and the profound energy that we're in. And it never ceases to buckle me how connected we are to God, source, universe, of your understanding, how connected we are to the astrology, how incredibly potent it is just to be alive for this energy, for this moment is so profound. It's just so profound. And so I just honor all of us to be alive together and to be able to show up and to be a vibrational match for each other. Like it feels so potent and it feels like my gratitude bucket just overflows for every single one of you and for the life that we get to lead. The fact that we get to connect across time and space, that we get to talk about this is it's just such a joy. Good morning. Good morning. Mm, yes. Happy Mars return starting for you. Happy Mars and Cap. Very exciting time. And it feels just so profound. It really feels so profound to be here. I'm excited for this energy. I'm excited for this week. The week in and of itself is kind of nutter butter. And today I just thought we could focus, if we wanted to, setting the intention. I'm so grateful. Hello. It's so lovely to see you and to meet you. I'm so happy that you're here. Ah, it's such a lovely day. It's just, I love how many souls have really been coming in, been really coming in. I've noticed in the past few weeks how many self-led, soul-led souls have really been attracted to the cafe and have been showing up and have been sharing their heart and sharing themselves. And it's just so special to see how many people. And what I love, dude, the Neptune direct in Pisces day, I just felt like everything. It's like full steam ahead. And for everyone, that's the 10th of December Eastern Standard Time. So that was last week. Neptune went direct at 29 degrees of Pisces. And it was a lot. I think a lot has been happening every single day in and of itself. I personally am an Aries sun at 2 degrees of Aries. So like I can get the zoomies with this type of energy. I'm like, do this, 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 do this. And then I want to do everything all at the same time. And so I finally am like, okay, girl, breathe, come back to center. It's been profound. A lot of the expansion that's been really coming in for myself, for everyone. The cafe is expanding. I'm going to talk about some expansions that have been happening in the membership groups as well. It just feels like it's like I'm saying naturally for lack of a better term. It's so crazy. That was the day I started door dashing. I didn't realize it was happening that day. I'm so excited. That's expansion energy for sure, for sure, for sure. And so I want to unpack that. What I mean by things like expansion happening naturally, we're integrating spirituality, we're integrating our woo into our leadership, personal growth, and development toolbox. That's what we do around here. And so a lot of what's been going on is maybe we have been having like a season of I don't know what I'm doing, soft, spicy cries. I still have those once a day. And it's just like, what is happening? What am I supposed to do? Blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, there's just this, oh, I know what to do. I know steps 1, 2, 3. I know ABC. I know what I'm supposed to do here, or I know how to channel this specific way, or I know I'm supposed to be pulling cards, or I know I'm supposed to be reading my Bible again, or I know I'm supposed to be showing up to this yoga class, or I know I should be investing in this education. I should be investing in this. Like, it just becomes momentarily clear and very integrated, especially on the spiritual side of things. It feels as though channeling and if you're very new around here, I see things in screens. And so my guides show me pictures and images over here. I have a few other screens. And so what has been happening this year, some of the most natural ways that I've expanded is that each screen, like I'll have God source universe is showing me a picture and image over here, and then I'll have the Council of Nine, and then I'll have maybe a past life tale over here and a bunch of other things. What happens is I see the screen, and then there's a flip book of possibilities within that one screen. So it's kind of like all the different possibilities of, I mean, we live in a multiverse. So it's like me sitting on the ceiling. I have blue skin, or I'm, living in Australia, or I'm living in Europe, or I'm living here, or this, that. I'm speaking in a different language. I'm only speaking light language, all these different things. And that's a flip book over here. And then I see the Council of Nine. And we have a monthly channeling with the Council of Nine. And I see their screen, for lack of a better term. And then there's a flip book of possibilities within that screen. So there was a time this year, I don't remember the exact date, that it used to be just one screen, and then it was 5 screens, and now there's infinity within every single possibility of each screen. So it takes discernment, it takes grounding, and it takes just like, oh, cool. It just takes the attention to say, oh, that's new, and I can see it clearly now, and I can discern when I put my intention and my energy into that. So it can be as simple as something in your reality happening, or a glitch in your matrix, or a Mandela effect happening in your life. It could be as simple as sending an email and receiving an email response back. It could be as simple and as profound as, having another stream of income, or selling a program, or I, was vibing in this relationship and now I'm not vibing in this relationship, or I've been with myself for a while and then divine partnership comes in. And that's just so beautiful. But it feels as though all of this inner and stuff that we've been doing throughout the year, all the inner, like the ridiculousness that has been 2025, has been so much about being ready for it and about calming your nervous system and calming your body, having detachment from the outcome, not identifying as the, I'm the this, or I'm the subscriber count, or I'm the channeler, or I'm the this. It's like, no, I'm just a person and this is what I'm doing. I'm, the artistry, artists are just, everyone is finding their art. We talked about that a few weeks ago, and it's really lovely to see. And it's, what I'm hearing is we're learning how to take what resonates for us and integrate that into our daily lives. Hey, Nigel, good to see you. And leave the rest. And really, when we come together, when we come together live, whether it's here, whether it's in the membership groups, wherever it may be, when we come together in supportive community, this is what I love about the cafe. I was speaking from I statements. I can share what I'm going through and how I'm experiencing the astrology. And every single one of you, yes, we're experiencing the same energy. We're all going to experience Mars and Capricorn. But what that means for us individually and how the energy is affecting each of us individually is completely different. So we're learning how to not compare ourselves to our neighbor. We're not comparing ourselves to each other. We're comparing ourselves to the me of the last transit, if you want to use the lens of the astrology. So I took a moment before I signed on today to find the last transit of Mars in Capricorn. So Mars entered Capricorn energy the last time on the 4th of January, 2024, and went into Aquarius energy on the 13th of February, 2024. So we can look and say, what was coming up for me then? What was life like? What was all things Mars, assertion? You can't even see it. I'm so sorry. You can't even see it. Yeah. Wait, let's move it down. Now you can kind of see it. Okay. So it's the 10th house. It's, career and legacy and public life. This is kind of like what they say, the eulogy type energy. And when Mars, our assertive planet, goes into Capricorn energy, it's like we want to get something legacy done. We want to get something fully accomplished. We want to make something happen. And I love working with Mars. If you're new around here, I have an entire Mastering Mars program. I will put the link in the description for you. So if you're keen to deep dive into this work, there is an entire self-led program that's available for you. We, unpack the transits, natal, how this shows up, negative side, positive side, all of that, all of that. And so I would say the most important thing working with Mars and Cap energy is knowing that we've got mindset focus. We want to, make that money. We want to make things happen in a big legacy type of a way. So integrating the plot, integrating a little bit of the Cancerian energy, which is the opposition to Capricorn, integrating a little bit of that, oh, I need to rest a little bit. And one can't be without the other. We can't be inhaling all day. We have to exhale. We can't be working every single second of the day. We have to find new ways to feel good about legacy. And, a really healthy way to do that is, work on a why statement, or work on a why statement for your company, or a why statement for yourself, and why you do what it is that you do. Because it doesn't have to be me showing up on YouTube. It doesn't have to be me making a program or having a one-on-one session. If I'm integrating and living my why all the time, then we're good in every breath. And integrating some artistry as well. So let me see. What did I want to talk about today? Mars. Yeah. What was coming up for you then? We have another really interesting transit that's going on, which happens on Saturday, which is Lilith going into Sagittarius energy. So you will not be able to see Lilith. I'm not going to. Yeah, I don't want to change it. I don't want to change the board. I like sitting with you right here. So we'll just chit chat about it. So Lilith has been in Scorpio energy since the end of March of this year. She has a 9-month transit. And the last time, this is a little bit of a ways ago. So the last time Lilith was in Sagittarius energy was in 2017. This was from February to November of 2017. And so Sag energy, Sun's in Sag right now. We know and love Sag energy. It is big thinking. It is quest, adventure, and long distance travel and higher education. It's good, good, good. I've got a stream. It plays different stories. Yes, within this story, there's messages, and messages I've been getting has to do with Neptune energy entering Aries next year. Huge, huge, huge. Yes, that is a profound. I'm excited for you. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing the way that you see and the way that your channels come through. I love that. And that energy is huge. That transit is absolutely bananas exciting, like absolutely bananas exciting. And so Neptune is going to enter into next month, actually. Neptune is going to re-enter Aries energy. This is an Eastern Standard Time on the 26th of January. And one of the biggest days is going to be when Neptune and Saturn conjunct at the 0 degree at Aries point. That's going to be on the 20th of February. That's right here. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. And then Neptune. This is a transit that lasts from now until 2038. Neptune is going to go into Taurus energy on the 21st of May, 2038, back into Aries, and then fully ingress on the 23rd of March, 2039, which is my birthday. That's kind of cool. But this is in the beginning. I'm so grateful that you mentioned this. The storefront view of our life, the self, and what we're here to do. And so it's really asking all of us to stand on the fresh foundation that we've been setting for ourselves. And we're really being asked to show up authentically, like 100% authentically. Like Neptune is our Poseidon in the sky for sure. And so when we think of Neptune as an external entity, we can see it as a personification, and we can see it as, big waves coming and going, and illusion, disillusion, all of that. But when we think of Neptune as an integrated component of our own selves, look at your natal Neptune. Where's Neptune in your birth chart? What sign? What house is it in? We can say, okay, how can I show up Neptunian? How can I show up as the artist? I find that the healthiest way to work with Neptune energy for sure is to express yourself, whether it's giving or receiving, creating or receiving art, whether it's making something, making art, or working on yourself. I think artistry can show up in so many different ways for so many people. It could be, I like to exercise, or I, am an incredible mother or father, or I created my business, or I, live in a paper house and things like that. It can be the, someone had mentioned a few weeks ago, is the art of astrology. And so some people are artists, musicians and songwriters and singers and producers. Some people are finding their, creative expression via the aesthetic, the clothing that they wear. It's coming through as a rebirth for the higher self. Love this full body chill, because we all have the inner child and highest, but the inner child is an ego form. But with the high self, there is an exalted inner child. Wow, that is really profound. I'm so grateful for you sharing that with the group. That's really cool. That's really profound. Yes. Wow, higher self's inner child is coming through. Oh, this is unlocking. Oh, I'm so excited to spend some time contemplating this. This is really exciting. That's a huge channel. Thank you for sharing that with the group. That is really profound. Dude, lock in. For sure. It's to be able to discern what's going on and to be able to slow down enough to differentiate between, for lack of a better term, all the voices that are going off, to say, this is my inner child, this is my higher self, this is my shadow self, this is my teenager. And now to really have that other quantum view of the higher self's inner child and the higher self's perspective, and what that means for you, who your guides are, who you connect to. Like, and this will look completely different for every single one of us, but really being able to slow down enough to be with yourself and to spend time with your higher self, spend time in contemplation, and to, turn off the screens and turn off the work and to slow down and plot every once in a while, really plot. And letting that be, whether it's the Mars in Capricorn, whether it's the Lilith in Sagittarius, whether it's the solstice happening on Sunday, whether it's the new moon. I recorded my new moon video that she'll be posting later on today. And then I also recorded my final, the 6th Four Horsemen series video. We completed the series. That's going to be posting tomorrow. And I did end up doing a little bit of an all signs reading for that. It's not exactly, because it was just very general. And it was really talking about what rising sign can really work with for the Four Horsemen, for Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. And I let those channeled messages come through. So that was a lot of fun. It's for a lot of signs, and for, Aries energy, especially, wherever this 0 point Aries falls in your chart, wherever this is, the 0, like the very first degree of the entire zodiac, that falls in your chart, it does feel like this is the moment of where I can tell that there was like a before this and then an after this. I can tell like who was before this and who I was after this. Oh my goodness, I'm so grateful. I know it felt sad. It felt like such a I know. We'll see what comes next. I really enjoyed doing the series. Thank you for sharing that, as I really enjoyed these deep dives and breaking it down individually. So we'll see what comes next. I'm sure there'll be another series for sure. For sure. I have no idea. I'm letting this one be a completed cycle and really celebrating that, and taking some time for, this week is such a huge, profound, beautiful, busy week for me. I'll speak from my statements. Like, I have my 2026 companion is going to be launching on Friday on the new moon, which is a entire companion, a workbook. I think it's upwards of like 40 something, almost 50 pages right now of just writing, and will be an all signs reading for the year 2026. It'll go over the key dates. We'll talk about Neptune going into Aries, Saturn going into Aries, Uranus going into Gemini, the eclipses, and it's just like the information on the entire year. And so I'm so excited about that. It's going to be launching, like I said, on Friday. That's also going to be a gift for my membership groups. So for members in the Divine Sovereign Room, in the Paradigm Shift, as well as in the Reading Room, I'm going to be offering that 2026 companion to you. The companion itself, I wanted to make incredibly accessible. And so I used beautiful numbers. So it'll be $20.26. And you get an all signs reading for all of the key dates of the year, the workbook companion itself. And so that's going to be launching on Friday. So I am excited because I'm in the midst of creating and finishing all of that. I get to do all of these all signs readings and really channel this information for you. It feels like such a privilege and such a joy. And to be able to do this is just, it's profound. It is so profound. the week is thick. We also have 2 live calls this week in the membership group in the Divine Sovereign Room. I've added, because the membership group has become so global, Divine Sovereign Room has become so global, I had 2 calls that are at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've now added a third call, which is at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So for anyone that's in Australia, that's going to be 9 a.m. for right now. I think it'll change at some point when the daylight savings time comes. But so that call is going to be on Wednesday night for me at 1700. So it's on the 17th at 1700, 5 p.m. And then I'll have another live coaching call at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So all the information is in the Divine Sovereign Room. Definitely check out that space if you're keen to deep dive into this work. I love the way that the groups are really expanding. There's been also another expansion in the Paradigm Shift membership group, which is all self-led, soul-led. I've included some blogs that I've created, and there's going to be more of an evergreen blog that goes in there. So we talk about how to work with outer planetary transits, how to work with the self, how to work with money mindset, how to work with relationships, the people in your life, how to work with burnout, how the God of your understanding gets you to sit, stay, and finally listen and process, how to work with your chart. And so I offered more of those blogs in there. That's already expanded, as well as, and I talked about this in my Eat Weekly last week, but I haven't really talked about it that much here. Probably money. Yeah, buddy. Oh my goodness, there's a really great article that I wrote that's about that money mindset and about the money mindset, and it's profound. It is profound when us as human beings get to really understand that energy and work with it in the way that's best for us. So it packs a wallop, sure, that mindset shift. And the last expansion is that I in all 3 rooms I have been doing a tarot and oracle card reading. We always pull, but the God of my understanding, source universe, really wanted it to be channeled messages style, with tarot as a complement, with astrology as a complement. We'll always pull the dragon card, but really letting channeling be the container and not just channeling through the vessel of tarot, but using that to complement the work and letting it just be a little bit more expanded. So that is going to be starting on the 1st of the year. That affects all the membership groups. So I think that's memberships, launching Friday, Mastering Mars, course library. Yeah, that's just been that's been December. Yeah, it's the 15th. So those are the expansions that have come and have been integrated in December. And sometimes it just comes in day to day. So what does this mean for you? You might wake up one day and just say, okay, I know one component of my life, one area. It could be astrology, it might not be, but one area I know exactly what needs to shift. This is kind of like the razor's edge mindset, where it's like one click of the compass actually gets you to the life that you want to live. One shift, one razor's edge shift, a mindset shift, a work shift, or a block, whatever it may be. One video, it's like, that's it. One email, sending one email that just says, okay, I'm in my alignment now. Now I'm going exactly where I want to be. So take the rest of this year to really make those changes and to identify them and say, like, what's got to go? Because we were talking about inner child, so I want to honor that. Integrating inner child work is so imperative to this work, and having the time to plot. I say plot, but it's like just be, where you don't have a structure, you don't have a time blocking, you're just experiencing life. But what area of your life, when I say go, I mean is not run your human avatar anymore. Does that make sense? Is what I'm making sense? I'm just thinking about how this month has been a microcosm of the entire year. It feels like December is the last quick speed run through the entire year. Oh my God, yes. I feel that. That's so beautifully said. Everything feels like it's speeding up. Everything feels like it's just like, you're going to deal with this? Are you going to deal with this? Are you going to process this? Are you going to show up as your highest self? Are you going to do this? Are you going to have this conversation? Are you going to set this boundary? Are you going to do that? And it's like, yes, universe, I will. Thank you. Thank you. I will absolutely do that. But it happens in a dualistic way, I want to say, whereas what's meant for you will always come back around. You can't miss what's meant for you. And what needs to process will also keep coming back around until you process it without question, without question. And so if something like you can't say if someone, is you're meant to have a specific job and you're offered the job and you say, actually, no, I'm not interested. If that's the environment you're supposed to be in, they'll come back around and say, oh, well, what about this? What if we offer you more money? Like if you're supposed to be standing somewhere, the universe will co-create with you. That will come back around as an offering without question, without question. When you're a vibrational match for something, you can't stop. You can't stop that. If something needs to go, if something needs to be transmuted, something needs to be integrated, it will also keep coming back around. First in the gentlest of ways. First it'll be a whisper, then it will be a little shout, and then it'll be bamboo under the fingernails, and then it will be the universe throwing a brick at your face. We have to listen at some point, or we just stay on that merry-go-round of same habits, same results, all of that, all of that. It's for true. I know. But it very much is the polarity of the world. And we're here to receive what we're meant to receive, and we're here to integrate what needs to be integrated. But if there's a repeated pattern going on right now, it's like, know that you're going towards something beautiful, but the equal and opposite of that is going to bring up that shadow side to be integrated, not to be killed, but to be integrated, and to say, how am I going to face this? How am I going to show up? Everything you can figure out. Everything. My dear, you can figure anything out. The world hasn't taken you down yet. You've figured everything out ahead. Look, in the past, you will continue to figure everything out. And if something's loud right now or getting louder, just ask yourself, what is this shining in me? There's no outside triggers. A trigger is literally a light being shown on an area of you that needs to be looked at. And so it's a beautiful thing to get the trigger. It's a beautiful thing to say, wow, I'm activated right now. You can even use a different word. Activated is a good word. Say, what is this showing in me? I'm ready to shift my mindset around, to shift the way that I handle this, to shift the way that I view this. How is this for me instead of against me? How is this happening for me instead of happening to me? How can I just say thank you? Thank you for showing me a component of myself that's ready to grow up, that's really ready to grow up. And I think that that's something that it came through in the All Signs reading for the Four Horsemen, but really we've been talking about inner child work. Whereas like when you show up for your inner child and don't make them, face things that they're not supposed to. Your inner child's not supposed to be the one to pay the bill, or show up at meetings, or to for my last email. That's not the space for them. But when you give them love and nourishment and compassion, and you say, yeah, I love you. What do you want to do today? And spend time with them and listen to them. It's a whole new ballgame. It's a whole new world. And taking that time, you had asked about, I forgot about this. I was having a conversation with a friend on Saturday, and we were talking about Neptune in Pisces, Neptune going direct in Pisces. And something that for me, for my life, I'll speak from my statement, that's been coming up is space. There's been a lot of space for me to be able to transmute my reaction to a response, space between moments, space between breaths, space between, okay, something's coming up for me. What does this actually mean? Look at the moment, at the trigger, at the activation as its own entity. I love doing that, especially in sessions. I love doing that. It's like, okay, this just happened. What does this mean? And looking at it as a separate entity, not identifying as it, but looking at it as a separate entity. And so it feels like there's a lot of space right now for us to say, okay, what do I actually want? How am I actually going to face this? How am I actually going to integrate this? What is it I also need to learn? What is it that I want to be integrating next year? With Saturn and Neptune and air energy, it's a lot about education and upgrading the self. And so to match some of the spiritual upgrades that we're receiving, for myself, especially, like I'm enjoying looking at what I learn by, this time next year. How do I want to educate myself? What new skill do I want to understand? And let that be exciting. Let that be exciting. Mm, this is so good. So yeah, I say, how are we working with Mars and Cap? How are we working with the new moon? The new moon video, what did I call it? It was like your old mindset's last stand. We're really talking about there might be some monkey mind, there might be some how are you going to do this? There might be some intrusive thoughts, or you might just feel like, I don't know what's going on, or it might just feel a little confusing. Whereas as long as you keep your focus clear and heart centered, and just say, I will figure it out any step of the day. I will figure anything out. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. And, Sag energy is no joke. So this is at the very tippity top of the general wheel. So where is 28 degrees of Sagittarius? Where does that fall in your chart? What house is it making aspects to planets? What is going on for you? Because new moons are perfect time to plant seeds for, I guess calling something in, manifesting, whatever that means to you. And it's 2 days before the solstice. So yeah, where does 28 degrees of Sagittarius energy, where does that fall for you? Where does that come up in your chart? What house area? And does it make any aspects to planets? For me, it's in my second house, and it's conjunct my natal Uranus by 2 degrees. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what that means? Yeah, the Lilith transit. Yeah, Lilith, the last time Lilith was in Sag was in 2017, February to November of 2017. Going to work hard, making deliveries and saving up. That's awesome. I love that. I love that. I love that. Yeah, what was coming up for you in 2017? You could work with Lilith if you'd like. That was, yeah, that was a wild year for me personally, but that's definitely something to unpack is working with Lilith. These are just big transits. Yes, I can make $100 in a day driving. That's huge. That's huge. I'm so excited for you. That's beautiful. This is your time. And it's just such an exceptional time to be here. It's just such a joy to be alive. I can't stress that enough. Like how I can say to myself, like, yeah, I have a busy week to create all these things, but I get to do this. We get to sit here at the cafe and connect and support each other and love each other. Like we get to do this is a joy, a joy. And it's just, Mars and Cap, it's it's okay to say, I'm willing to do this work and, balance it for sure. But it's saying, there's a mindset a while ago, and this was Lazarus language, a channeler that, I'd been following since childhood, that said everybody is deserving. Everyone on the planet deserves every single thing that they've ever wanted, needed, or desires. Every human being by birthright is deserving. But are you willing to go get it? Are you willing to be the match for it? Are you willing to relax? Are you willing to meditate? Are you willing to drink more water? Are you willing to put yourself in environments or shoot your shot or send that email or do the thing? Are you willing to be creative, to put yourself out there, to allow the universe or for other human beings to judge you? Are you willing to buy the ticket, take the ride, press record, post, send the email, do the thing? I'm sorry, that message has been coming through so clearly today. If you've been wanting to send an email to someone, whoever you are, there's someone out there that message is like so strong. Do it. Do it. Do it. I sent an email last week that might have changed my entire life. So like I want to share that light code with you. Do it. 100% do it. Somebody needs to send an email for sure. For sure. For sure. For sure. I was listening. It's like slowing down between the breaths, slowing down between the tasks, giving yourself, I'm really going back to my 53-minute timer. And so giving myself that 7 minute of a dance party in between my tasks, going back into my time blocking and walking my talk and getting everything that I can get done. And one thing that I also really integrate, which is if I notice that my work at the end of my day is becoming sloppy, if I notice that my energy is telling me like, you're going to have to redo this tomorrow morning, I just say, I'm done. I just say I'm done. I'm a projector in human design. So we work in big bursts of energy. And sometimes I can work for 7 straight hours. Sometimes I can work for 2. Sometimes I wake up and I'm experiencing too many emotions and I'm very self-centered and self-focused. I'm like, okay, maybe not channeling for the collective today, and letting that be something that maybe some new messages are trying to come in, and I just listen. So I can set the best intentions, I can set my schedule, I can set all of these things, but really have a way to discern, am I doing this just to hustle through it and to just like muscle through it? Or am I doing this because it's actually good work? Am I doing this because I'm being of service? Am I doing this to serve myself? And to be able to know the difference and have a check-in as often as you need. Have times, the beginning of the day, middle of the day, and the end of the day would be preferred. To just say, how am I feeling today? What's my body feeling like? Am I going to give that emotion or that experience the whole day? Can I sit with it for a few minutes and transmute this? Or do I need to actually slow down and be with myself and be with this? Because it's one of the most, and I talked about it in my weekly email last week. And again, if you go over to my website, there's a pop-up. You can sign up for my weekly emails. They're a lot of fun. And we can intellectualize the collective awakening right now. We can say we're ascending, we're upgrading in human form, we're going from 3D to 5D, we're becoming the best versions of ourselves, whatever language you have. We've never done that as a human collective. This is new. We are the scientist and the experiment at the same time. We are literally observing ourselves going through profound shifts in real time. So if you need to rest, rest. If you are confused, be confused. But we can have, this is why we integrate metaphysics into our leadership growth and development toolbox. It would be so inappropriate for me to say, Mars is in Cap, hustle forever. No. If you need to plop, my darling, plop. If you don't get to everything today, then you didn't. And you listened to your body. I want you to prevent burnout, not show up and be just like, I want you to really co-create with the God source universe of your own understanding. But we've never done this before. So I'm not saying anything. There's no channeler on this planet. There's no teacher, preacher, anyone on this planet that can be like, oh, I've already ascended. I've already, done what the human collective is trying to. No, we're all humans in my perspective and opinion and practice. So I'm right alongside you. I'm just showing up with you, offering tools that have worked for me, some that have not worked for me, and some fun stories along the way. So do what your soul is calling, do what needs to be done. It was a Brendan Burchard thing, and this was from a while ago. So I know that he's shifted a lot of his work now, and he's archived a lot of his podcasts from 2019, 2020. And he's not a spiritual person. He just works on leadership and things like that. And he calls it PQO, your prolific quality output. So it's like at the beginning of each day, look at like, what do I need to do today that's making me money, that's getting me towards my future goal? Like making sure that all of those things are checked off for sure. Or you can have like primary and secondary responsibilities. What do I absolutely need to get done today? And what is it okie dokie if it doesn't get done today? Like you can use highlighters, you can use all these different things and really allow yourself the opportunity to say, okay, everything that needed to get done today got done today. Everything else, I know I can allocate for another time block. Like give yourself the opportunity that if your body, because like our consciousness can view our body from above and just be like, keep going. And your body is like, I'm upgrading in human form. I've never done this. And I just need to cry and take a shower. And I don't know, why are you pushing me so hard? So it's like, give yourself the love, not just your inner child and not just your inner teenager, but your human body. Give yourself the love that you need right now, and the grace and the compassion and the what's the word I want to use? Permission. Give yourself permission to be enough. Like, really receive that. You're enough. Even if the checklist doesn't get completed, even if you don't finish everything that you thought that you needed to finish today, even if you thought I'd be somewhere else by the end of this year, you're enough. Because we can't fully see all the inner work manifested just yet. We're finishing a 9 year. And it's just, it might be very, I don't even know how I'm going to, I know I need to do an end of the year. My ear is ringing and going. Yeah, I know I need to do an end of the year debrief because normally I have a lot of Sarah and I'm like, we did great. It was so much fun. Like, we made it. Good job, everybody. And this year I'm like, we're done with 2025. We're good. I'm grateful to be on the other side, but I have no sugarcoating for the depths of where we went at all. So I don't know how I'm gonna I don't know how I'm gonna do that yet, but it's definitely important. I already recorded and put out a video. If 2025 brought you to your knees, this video is for you. I was like coming out of like, it's, there's a difference between like literally physically coming out of the hibernation of the hobbit hole, of the hermit hole that you were in, and then like doing your hair afterwards. It's like I'm just having like this visual of like, like the fuzzy gruff person that like hasn't shaved in months and is just like coming out like all feral and is like, hey y'all, I did that. How are you? What's new? That was me in that video. I don't even think I was wearing makeup. I was I was a little rough around the edges. Yes. And now I'm like, oh, look at you. It's good to see you. Yeah, what's up? For me, and this is just what I've realized in my journey, is that I kind of do need to allow myself to push myself a bit more huge because I've been stuck in stasis. So this Mars and Capricorn energy is going to aid in overcoming inertia. That is huge. I love that. I love that. That awareness and to be able to give yourself that gumption and to push yourself a little farther, huge celebration. Huge, huge, huge celebration. I love that. I love that. Yeah, Mars and Cap, it's like there can be a lot of clarities at the top of the general wheel, but where is Capricorn energy in your chart? What planets is he going to be aspecting? Who is he going to conjunct? What houses is he transiting? And if you'd like to share with the group, please do. If you'd like to share if you're watching the replay, please absolutely share where Mars is transiting in your chart. Mars for me, Capricorn energy starts in my second house and goes heavily into my third house. So first he's going to conjunct my natal Neptune in Capricorn, then he's going to go into my third house, and then he's going to conjunct my natal moon, and he's going to trine my natal Mars, which I love that. My moon is in Capricorn, my Mars is in Taurus, and they are perfectly almost by the minute trine. Almost by 21 degrees and almost by the minute. So that'll be a fun transit to be working with. And that's what I wanted to talk about. The ridiculousness of the first week of January, because it's very, very exciting. So it's the Sun conjunct Venus, Venus conjunct Mars, Sun conjunct Mars, and then the Sun opposite Jupiter, all in Capricorn energy. So between 16 degrees and 20 degrees of Capricorn energy is about to get rocked. So yes, so the Sun will conjunct Venus at 16 Cap, Venus will conjunct Mars at 18 degrees Cap, the Sun will conjunct Mars at 19 degrees Cap, and then all of the Mars and Venus will be conjunct the Sun, and the Sun will be opposite Jupiter in Capricorn at 20 degrees. So it'll be Capricorn and Cancer energy. So that's absolutely nutter butters. And then Mars will go into Aquarius energy on the 23rd of January. Again, these are all in Eastern Standard Time. So this is really potent, beautiful energy. And the way that I'm, talking about and writing about January 2026 is like its own year. It's just absolutely incredible, all of the different aspects and the transits that are really happening and going on. So it's very, yes. Oh my God, that's some big diva energy. Yes. Oh my goodness. Like Venus and Mars dancing together, the sun dancing with Jupiter. I mean, it's just there's so much, yeah, there's a lot of ego in there. Mercury is dancing around as well, but it's like all of the personal planets, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, are just hanging out so tightly together. It's just, I love that. Big diva energy, big ego energy, integrating ego work, healthy ego integration. I have a whole blog on that in the membership group in the Divine Sovereign Room and in the Paradigm Shift, where it's like we live in a body. So we have to be able to utilize our ego for discernment, not judgment. So the negative side of the ego is judgment, whether it's self-judgment or the judgment of others. Discernment can say, I love tea, I love coffee, I love green juice, I love wearing this shirt, I love these glasses. It's discernment to say what is for me and what is not for me. What is a resounding yes? What is a resounding no? And how do I articulate that? How do I utilize that? So we are in a human body. We all have egos. So we can't dissolve our egos. We integrate it. So that's a lot of what I think we're doing the end of this year right now, is like letting and giving ourselves the chance to really feel some things. And so this won't be for everyone, but what I'm hearing and was really big and alive for me in 2025 is going through the stages of grief. Sometimes every single day. Sometimes going from this to this to this to this to this to this to this. And things might not look like what we thought that they were going to look like. Things might not be where we thought they were going to be. Or certain relationships might have ended. Certain relationships might have ended very quickly, or some, collaborations, or some work things, or I moved and I thought that everybody was my friend, but they weren't, or all these different things, right? Like so many different ways that could be happening. Family stuff comes up a lot around the holidays and around December. I have a whole video on um, the holidays as a multidimensional masterclass. And so I'll put the link for that below. After the video, I'll come back and I'll put that in there. It's available on the site. And so really giving yourself the opportunity to feel your feelings so deeply. Just feel them so deeply without judgment, without saying this is this or this is this. Sometimes you just need to cry and scream and just give it and just get it out. And just get it out. And let that be okay. And this is something that earlier this year, my sister had said this to me when I was in a very confusing state. Mars and Cap in the fourth. Nice, dude. Nice, dude. Nice. You'll have your Mars return. The fourth house, the home. You want to upgrade the home? You want to move? You want to do something? That's exciting. That's exciting. That'll be a good time. Mars returns, you got a lot of energy. You gotta tuck yourself out a little bit. My sister had said to me, grief is a bedfellow that leaves when it's done. You don't get to tell grief when it goes. It just, you got to go through it. And then the moment that it's done, it's done. That's huge. I've noticed my family has somehow shifted. That's huge. That realization is so huge. Thank you for sharing that. And let me know if this resonates with you. Did it feel like it happened, like you can't pinpoint the day, but all of a sudden it was like, oh, this vibration is different. Like this connection is different. Like it just feels like that's like, please let me know if that resonates with you, or, for anyone, if you want to, share in the chat. A lot of family stuff has been really just like, wow, all of a sudden it's like, that's really different. That's different. And it's not good, bad, or ugly. Like it's been all different flavors for me, depending on the family member, depending on the situation. And sometimes it goes back around again, but it's just been like, oh, that's like completely shifted right now. There wasn't like an arc or a crescendo. It was just kind of like, like magic from years of dealing. My fourth. Yeah. Huge, huge, huge. Yeah, the fourth house is a powerful house because it's like cultural, ancestral family roots. And it's also where you feel safe in the world. And we can think of our home as well as our body as our home. So it's like the vessel in our skin that we live in. So it's a very deep and multifaceted house for sure. For sure. So That's pretty, thank you for sharing. That's profound. That's profound. And there's so much that's coming up right now to be viewed with love and discernment, but with love for ourselves as well, to be able to, you know, not go back into our codependent trauma response patterns or not play the role that maybe the family thought that you needed to play. You know, it's a very Dr. Joe Dispenza language where it's like, you're not showing up as the version of you that I have as the construct in my mind. And you're glitching my matrix a little bit. You're not who I maybe had pegged you to be at somewhere along the line. And yeah, that holidays are a multidimensional masterclass could be, if you're going to holiday events and you're going to be seeing a whole bunch of people, that could be worth some time. But it also gives a little bit of like, oh, that makes sense. Of like, we all live in our own little worlds, and it's pretty cool. So I tried to break it down in an accessible way, as I really do try. But yes, may we all have a fruitful year this coming year and leave all the bad things behind us. Yes, I received that. Thank you for sharing. I'm so grateful. Yes. Happy everything to you and yours, all of you, my dears. Yes, yes, yes. I'm so grateful to share in this space with you. I'm so grateful. I'm so, so grateful. What questions do you have for me? How can I best support you? I invite you to take a peek over at the membership cafe on the website, explore courses. I have deep dives, Mastering Mars for sure. I'll put some links in the description, I'll put some links in the description. I'll put Mastering Mars. I will put membership groups and the video on the holidays. And I will definitely have an end of the year debrief for us. The 2026 companion is going to be launching on Friday. That will be $20.26 to get an all signs reading for the big days of the year, as well as a big old companion. And that will be available as my gift to the membership cafe, to all 3 of the tiers over there. So I invite you over to my website to explore and how you can really deep dive into this work. I'm offering all my self-led, soul-led leaders and all of you spiritual beings from across the world, my empaths, my leaders, my artists and mystics, and just, I see you and I honor you and I love you so much. I love you so, so much. So please reach out if I can be of service to you. I'm so excited. I'll have a video posting later on today on the new moon, and then tomorrow will be our final 4 horsemen. I can't believe it's over, but it's just, there'll be definitely another series starting in 2026. And I'm excited for God Source Universe to give me that download to see how I can best offer some more deep dive information for you. So I love you so much. Have a beautiful week. Have a wonderful solstice on Sunday. And I will see you all next week. I will see you. You know, I thought about taking next week off. I didn't put it down, but I think it's going to be important. I think it's going to be important for us to come together. So I'm going to put it down. I think it's going to be important for us to come together, and yeah, I think it's going to be important. So I love you so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful week, my dear. Happy new moon. Happy Mars and Cap. Happy Lilith and Sag. Happy Capricorn solstice. I love you so much. I will see you next week at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube at the Multidimensional Cafe. You're so welcome. I love you so much. I will see you all soon. Bye.